My name is Nate Kline. I am a freshman PE major, and this is my video for exam 1. These two concepts of fitness are found in Chapter 1 and are defined as follows. Physical activity is bodily movement produced by skeletal muscles that requires the expenditure of energy and produces progressive health benefits. Exercise is a type of physical activity that requires planned, structured, and repetitive bodily movement to improve or maintain one or more components of physical fitness. Although these two concepts are very similar because they both affect a healthy lifestyle by helping the body get the daily activity that it needs, they have one major difference. Physical activity typically only requires a light to moderate intensity level and includes things like walking to work, doing household chores, and more. On the other hand, exercise usually requires a more vigorous intensity level and includes things like running, cycling, and swimming. These two concepts are both part of my everyday life. I get physical activity every day just by doing day-to-day activities at my job like walking around. Exercise is also important to my everyday life because I enjoy running in order to help stay in shape. A positive example of exercise would be getting the correct amount that you need every day, and a negative example of exercise would be neglecting to do it at all. These two concepts of fitness are found in Chapter 2. Willpower is essentially self-control, and self-efficacy is the belief in one's own ability to perform a task. These concepts can tie together and affect a healthy lifestyle because if someone has a strong sense of self-efficacy and confidence, then they will most likely have the willpower to exercise, eat right, and live a healthy lifestyle. However, they can have some differences. Willpower is a limited resource and can go away whenever we face stress or challenges. Self-efficacy is more likely to carry on throughout the day and go on to affect you from day to day for the rest of your life, however. Willpower and self-efficacy have an impact on my life because since I have a strong sense of self-efficacy when it comes to living a healthy lifestyle, this gives me the willpower to help make healthy decisions. A positive example of willpower would be using your self-control to eat a healthy meal instead of getting fattening fast food, and a negative example of willpower would be losing your willpower and giving in to unhealthy choices. These two concepts of fitness are located in Chapter 3. Water is the most important nutrient because it is involved in almost every bodily process and is also a huge percent of our body weight. Carbohydrates are a major source of calories that the body uses to provide energy for work, maintain cells, and generate heat. These both affect a healthy lifestyle because, if used correctly, they both have a key component to the nutrition that a person needs on a daily basis. However, they have differences too. Every person in the world needs water to survive. Getting the correct amount of water every day should be top priority for everyone. However, getting too many carbohydrates can have a negative impact on the health of some people. Eating too many carbs can result in the buildup of fat because not enough energy is burned to utilize all the carbs that were eaten. Water and carbs both have an impact on my lifestyle, especially within the last year. Back in September, I ran my first marathon. During the months up to the race, I had to do a lot of carb loading so that I would have the energy that I needed for my runs while I was training. Water was also a very important part of my training, and I still drink it every day. A positive impact of carbs would be A positive example of carbs would be getting a healthy amount of carbs throughout the day in order to have energy, but a negative example would be overloading on unhealthy carbs, which would result in more fat buildup. These two concepts of fitness are located in Chapter 4. BMI is the most common technique to determine thinness and excessive fatness. It incorporates height and weight to estimate critical fat values. Waist circumference, on the other hand, is a waist girth measurement to assess potential risk for disease based on intra-abdominal fat content. These two concepts of fitness can both have a huge impact on living a healthy lifestyle. A waist circumference of more than 40 inches in men and 35 inches in women indicates a high risk for cardiovascular disease, hypertension, stroke, and type 2 diabetes. Similarly, BMI measurements determine if the person is underweight, acceptable, overweight, or is obese. These can have an impact on the person being susceptible to disease as well. These two concepts don't really have as much of an impact on my life, only because I've never been measured for my waist circumference or my BMI. A positive example of BMI would be someone with a BMI between 18.5 and 24.99 because these are acceptable weights with low disease risk. A negative example would be a BMI of 25 to 40 because these are obese weights with high risk of disease.